Hello and welcome. You are in the No Hype Zone. I am Seth.
This is Lance.
And this is episode 63 of the No Hype Zone. Thanks for joining us. It's been a little while. Life happens.
Yep.
So I'm trying to, find a balance of all, three, work, home life, and, the show. So here we go. Lance, how you doing, buddy?
I'm awesome. Got you and Miss Sade.
Yeah.
I'm happy, man. It's a happy place when I'm talking sports.
Yeah.
You know how that go.
Of course. And I'm also happy because this is the first week of college football. Well, I guess the real first week. Last week we had week 0. But have you seen any games today? Because we're right in the middle of the day. Hold on, sorry.
Right.
We're right in the middle of the day. Have you had a chance to catch any football at all? Because I know you were working.
At the job, you came in when you was there earlier.
Yeah.
It was who was that playing? I think that was Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin and Penn State, which was a little bit of a barn burner for a little bit there.
Was it? Okay. Yeah, it was pretty good. From when I looked up, I seen Franklin talking at the end. So, I had some clients there, but it looked like Wisconsin won.
No.
The early morning game.
No.
Not Wisconsin. Penn State won.
Yeah,
Penn State
Franklin.
came back.
That's the coach. Yep.
Yeah. And I was pretty much talking to my man Ray about how pathetic Northwestern looked last night. They look horrible.
Yeah.
New uniforms, but they look horrible. And I don't know, the other games throughout the week, they were small, little soft openings. They was all blowouts,
Yep.
So it wasn't really. I'm looking forward to the games today, though. I'm looking at the scores. Alabama looks like
Alabama is just Alabama, man. Oh my God.
Alabama.
Yeah, that game was 30-0. I'm like, all right, I have to turn this off. It was horrible. Yeah. But, that's, typical Alabama, and good for them. And it's funny because when you watch a team like Alabama with a brand new quarterback in Bryce Young, and I compare them to Ohio State with a brand new quarterback, and Alabama does not skip a beat. Even in the first half, Bryce Young was on fire, where for Ohio State, it took their rookie there, C.J. Stroud, a whole entire half. He admitted, he goes, I got the jitters. Holy crap. So that's the thing, people now give Ohio State a hard time. Like, how come you didn't blow them out? It's just Minnesota. You guys should, just roll right through them. It should be a touchdown on every possession and, an interception on every single defensive play. Go ahead.
Like me. No, I was just raising my hand because, I couldn't wait to troll you on the text thread.
Yes.
As soon as I seen them give up 31 points, you was like, I could just imagine when you said that text, like, hold on. It's the first game of the season. No hype. We just getting everything together, and we got to learn our system and new kids here, and I'm not worried about it. With pretty much, and then now I'm exaggerating because you can say all this, but I'm just thinking.
But you can say that.
Right. That I will see you in the Final Four, like always. Ohio State is always in the Final Four, and I know you hyped about them, but that's no hype. At Ohio State will always find a way. They find a way.
Yeah, I was going to say, my hype about it is, oh my gosh, get rid of C.J. Stroud after the first quarter. Like, what is going on? Put the backup in. But then, the no hype is like, okay, first, game as a professional starter, for college, let him get his feet wet, give him a second, halftime, they made the adjustments, everything was fine. So with that being said, speaking of the Final Four, remember my old Final Four picks where I had Oregon in there? They're looking pretty pedestrian today against, they're playing Tulane or Tulsa or something like that. Like somebody, Fresno State. They're playing Fresno State. Oregon against Fresno State is looking pretty pedestrian. Okay. And then at the same time, so my pick I had out was Oklahoma. So just to recap real quick, because I haven't said it here on the air. I have Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, and Oregon are my Final Four teams. Okay. I didn't put Oklahoma in there because I'm like, hey, their defense is kind of suspect. Case in point today.
Rather suspect too.
Yes. Case in point today is that they only beat, they played Tulane or Tulsa. They only beat them by 5. It was 40-35. Their defense.
They played Fresno. Okay. They played Tulane.
Tulane. Okay. Yeah. Their defense isn't buttoned up. So I don't know, once they play better teams, with better offenses, they're not going to like an Alabama or a Clemson. That's why they keep getting blown out, which is why I can't put them in the Final Four this year. But here's my.
They never have defense, though. In the past 3 years, that's Oklahoma's. That's why this starts off with Oklahoma, for offense. It's all offense. They had never thought of it. There's no D's in Oklahoma. So they
it must be like their philosophy is like, hey, we're going to score more than you are.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey man, but then when you get to that next level, just like in basketball, there's regular season basketball, then there's playoff basketball. It's a whole different game once you get there, So, but I will say this: of the 4 teams that I mentioned in the Final Four, all of them have first-year starting quarterbacks. Oklahoma is the only one that does not in Spencer Rattler. So he played last year a full season. So I might change my pick. I might give me an amendment, a couple weeks into the season, after we see these teams play, see what they're really like. So
my hype on that is Oklahoma. Last year, everybody was a little bit on the fence with Spencer. Of course, my roots go really deep with Oklahoma because my wife and my in-laws are all Oklahoma heavy, especially my brother David. So with that being said, he was really excited about Spencer, but Spencer Rattler didn't live up to the billing until the later part of the season. Today, from the highlights I've seen today, he's a Heisman Trophy candidate, and he's throwing interceptions already in the first game, like you said, versus Tulane. So no hype. I don't know if he's going to really be a Heisman candidate, but Oklahoma and the coach, King who's the coach for Oklahoma? Is it Kingsbury? Kingsbury's out here.
It's Riley.
Lincoln Riley. Yeah, because he should be the governor of Oklahoma. He got more pull than anybody. Yeah. But Lincoln Riley. Anyway, to land this plane, Oklahoma has always been. They find a way to make it happen. Yeah. So I don't think it's going to be one player. I think Riley is going to be no hype, going to be into his real talent come next year. Yeah. This year he's going to get his. He's going to give you some. He's going to give you what he was before he came here. All the stuff he used to do out here in Arizona. He was a monster out here. Him and Party was playing for Iowa State. They was good boys out here. But with that being said, no hype. We'll see what Spencer Rattler takes Oklahoma. I see them finding their way. And right now, everything is hype. Every game is hype. You don't know what. You can't call none of these games right now.
And I'll give college football credit because, the first week or two of the season, everyone would play, Citadel or like Mercer, somebody weak, but now these first games of the season are actually good. Alabama playing Miami. Yeah. You got Notre Dame and Florida State tomorrow. You've got, Ohio State in Minnesota, big games, not like, patsy. So that helps the sport, I think, a little bit, but they just have to continue playing good quality football and good quality teams throughout the year, so.
Well, that's no hype, but how you going to do that? It's just hard because some of those other teams that's actually trying to get some light, they need to play the bigger schools so that they can get some attention drawn on them. So it's like it's a double-edged sword. You don't want to see them playing little company of the poor or little company of the nuns of the poor with Mary, whatever. I'm just trying to go too far with that joke. But you know that these teams, they get glory in it. Unless your name is Bishop Sycamore. I know you heard about that situation. Bishop Sycamore University. Bishop Sycamore High School.
Go Google that story. Oh my Lord.
That story is funny. The high school, the coach. I don't know if he's still there or not, but that's another subject. But that's high school. But I hear you. We'll see what these boys play out in college. Go ahead, but I know you got your Ohio State people. I know you want to get into that.
Well, big game next week against Oregon. Oregon's actually struggling with Fresno State right now, so that's a good thing if you're an Ohio State fan. But one thing we also didn't mention tonight, hopefully this video's up by tonight, at 4:30 today, Georgia plays Clemson, and that has huge implications of who's going to go to the Final Four. Wow. Isn't it crazy?
Right.
Football, because every game matters. You can go 7-9 in NFL, like the Washington Redskins Washington football team did last year, and still make it to the playoffs. You lose one game in college and you're out and it's done. That is why every game is so exciting. The energy, the pageantry, everything about college football. I love it. I love that it's back.
Well, that game you just mentioned, that game reminds me 2 years ago when LSU played Texas. The first was it Texas? I think it was Texas for the first game of the season because there was a big game between Ellinger and what's my man Burrow. And they was making a big thing about that situation. And LSU went on to win, and then they just went on a hot streak to go undefeated the whole year. Yep. So I kind of see this game here that you just mentioned, the Clemson versus what's the team?
Georgia.
Georgia, Clemson versus Georgia. We know that they always are fighting to see who gets into the Final Four. So whoever wins this game, if Georgia happens to pull this off, they might be the LSU of 2021. You know what I'm saying? But
possibly,
Clemson might get the momentum to feel like they're the big bad wolf, even though that they still got to go up against a team like Alabama. But you know, who knows if this would create momentum because you're in a whole new era now. You got a new quarterback, so you got it's a whole new regime with DJ over there. So we'll see.
Yeah,
no hype.
And then just to land, illustrious words of Lance Johnson here to land this plane. Two coaches who I think are going to be in the hot seat this year. USC, Clay Helton's got to get himself together. They're, I think they're ranked like 12th or 13th or something like that. If they don't perform well, I think he could be out. So that's a great job to have if you're, a college coach looking for a gig. And then surprisingly, so I'm going to equate this to, remember when Auburn won with Cam Newton?
Yeah.
Who was that coach? I don't remember. Do you? Of course not. 2 years later, he was out because they underperformed. If you can't perform in college football, you are out very, very fast. The reason why I'm saying that, Ed Orgeron in LSU, they lose that first.
Yes, sir.
They play. They play next. They play UCLA, an up and coming UCLA team there with Chip Kelly.
Chip Kelly, yeah.
If Ed O can't get it together this year, I think you're going to hear rumblings that, hey man, he's on the go, he's on the out.
I think that you're in no hype when you're saying that, but I think that's hype with Ed only because it was 2 years ago since he won.
Yeah.
And LSU is not like Alabama where you got to win every year. It's or even Clemson like right now. Clemson is one of those teams where you want to see a winner. But I think Ed is protected for the next 3 years, to be honest with you. After 5 years, I'm in hype because it's nothing factual. I'm in hype. But I just think what he did for that program a couple of years ago, and LSU is still
time.
Yeah. Just like Ohio State. Ohio State is got him some time. If you're not expected to win every year, especially in LSU, that was like one of the proof years. They're a good team. They used to be a team that was always in contention, depending on the bowls that they went to.
Yeah.
But right now, because of the BCS, that you got to go always against the juggernauts such as Ohio State and Alabama. You ain't on those levels, then you can't consider yourself or Clemson. Excuse me, Clemson are three juggernauts. Those are always the three.
Yeah, love it. All right, well, there's our college football spiel. We're gonna segue sort of into we want to touch on some baseball.
Okay.
Let's
go Dodgers.
So funny you say that. The Dodgers, ready? So who's the most hated team in baseball?
It's the Yankees.
Okay, well, not according to the new numbers that were taken. It is now the Dodgers are now the most hated team. They had the most states because they did it by state. Like if you're in such and such state, which team do you hate the most, right? So it's like, hey, if I'm in Washington State, who do I hate the most? And the Dodgers, right? Then a lot of East Coast, states were like, hey, the Yankees or whatever, right? But the Dodgers got 8 states that hated them the most. And then next were the Yankees at 7, and tied with them was Houston. Houston is the new best of the major.
Okay, so my hype on all this, the Dodgers is hated because if you're a fan of any sport right now, LA is a threat to any of your superstar athletes because all your athletes want to play in California. So they all, hey, Sade, you're doing a great job, Sade. I love the entertainment, girl. She's killing it. But LA is hated by anybody who loves their free agent or love their player because at any given time, that Joe person, whether it's basketball, football, or baseball, want to go to LA.
Yeah.
1.
Yep.
2, the payroll. If I think that poll could have been conducted by all the other owners who's upset about the LA Dodgers spending that whole house on players. Because it doesn't level them. They're not playing on the same playing field. The Dodgers play up here. They find a way to pay their players, and they get any and everybody. And there's no hesitation. If you're available and you worth something, we're gonna go get you. We don't. And then if you bomb out, we get rid of you. But we're gonna at least attempt to do everything in our power to win.
Yeah.
Yankees. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say they're even talking about putting a cap on the maximum amount of money you can spend in free agency and whatnot because it's getting so out of control because when you have the Dodgers who can spend $270 million or whatever it is that they're spending, and then you got these other teams that can only spend, $100 million. They're trying to level the playing field.
That's crap. That's crap, Seth.
Huh?
That's crap. That's crap. The reason why I say it's crap because coming from where I come from in Chicago, you different. Buffalo, even though it's part of the state of New York, Buffalo is not a huge city. You know what I'm saying? As far as the things that
second largest city in New York. Get it right. Just kidding.
Okay, this is the second largest city. Okay, so I'm gonna go with Chicago. What's the city? The second city. Period.
Yeah.
Chicago has all the money for the resources to do whatever it is to appease any player. Yeah. They don't want to do that. They win a championship. They spend 100 years trying to make sure that their shareholders made money, that you love, you enjoy the ride of losing, and they keep you on that same hook like a fish, hoping and praying that they do the right thing. And just when they do the right thing, they do the wrong thing. That's why I'm scared of everything that the Chicago system do. I got love for my Chicago teams because of where I'm from, but that's the reason why I root for the LA teams, because the LA teams, I know without a doubt, they're going to do whatever it takes to try to get me a chip. And then going into Houston, hype. It's the banging on the drums. It's the emoji, well, not the emoji, but the what's his name gift with Will Ferrell playing like Saturday Night Live, playing the banging them drums. Oh, yeah. That's, everybody know about the scandal that would happen in Houston. The problem is this: Dusty Baker didn't have nothing to do with none of that. So I don't understand why he's feeling it. Half the team is gone. I think you still got Carlos over there, right? You got Carlos and you got the shortstop. I forgot to do.
Yeah, no, there's the second baseman. Yeah, second baseman is man.
Can't open up my shirt.
Yeah.
I can't open up my shirt. Because I can't open up my shirt. But Altuve.
Altuve, yeah. Jose Altuve, yeah. Okay.
So that's what's going on in Houston. So that's the breakdown of all three teams. But it all comes down to one word: hating. You hate because you can't be great. That's all. That's what it is.
I like that. Well, with that being said, there's 4 weeks left in the season. We got a tight race in the AL East. We got a tight race in the NL West with the Giants and the Dodgers, who have a 3-game series this weekend. And I saw that the Giants won on an error.
I know.
Error. I know. Yeah. But what I'm curious about is why the Padres, who are in the West, who have all this firepower, can't get it. Why are they so far back? Is it pitching? Is it just coaching decisions? What is it? They're not hitting. I mean, they got this. What's going on?
So I think it was all hype. I got a return on my application for the bandwagon, and I think that might have set off a whole.
Patrick.
I think that might have set some bad juju among the Padres and shit. Because you can't tell me that they should not be the best team in the NL West.
Competing in that division.
Yeah. Right there. The Giants, they do it every time. They come out of nowhere, and I'm scared to death for the Giants. Because you don't know what to expect from them. They pitching Cueto is up and down, but yet and still they find a way to win. So I'm not gonna lie. I've been watching a ton of baseball this year. The Dodgers have been having me on Alka-Seltzers and everything else because but they've been winning. I give them props. Yeah. But the freaking Giants are no hype, are scary. Them freaking Yankees, no hype, are scary. The freaking who else is hot?
Tampa Bay is pretty scary.
Tampa Bay, yeah, they always.
They've been crushing teams.
Scary.
Yeah.
Who?
Tampa Bay's been crushing teams.
Oh yeah, they're sneaky scary. Yeah, they're sneaky scary. Yeah. Your Red Sox has been doing this too. What's going on with them?
Red Sox are on their way down. The Yankees were hot there for a 3-week stretch there. Oh my gosh, they didn't lose a game in 3 weeks. It was crazy. Funny story about that though is that how they just got Joey Gallo? I saw this stat today. He's batting 15 for 115. He's batting 199 since he joined the Yankees. Come on, man. You got to get yourself together, bro.
That's terrible. That's horrible.
That's too bad.
Just swinging at air balls.
He swings too much. The White Sox are good this year, which is good. But I know. I'm sorry. I knew you were going to do that.
All right, go ahead.
It's on the 10-day DL. The Reds in the Central are pretty good.
Votto is big.
Yes, I love Votto. He's an all-star. He's a Hall of Famer. I'm trying to think what else. The Mets.
You know my Blue Jays come see, come side.
The Blue Jays are out this year. They're just too young. They're too young.
I still love Guerrero. Guerrero is so nice.
Of course. Yeah, he's got 40-something home runs this year, which is great. And then Mike Trout's been out for 60 games. They actually weren't that far behind, with Trout in the lineup. Could they have been in playoff contention right now? It's just too bad that their best guy is out.
And a tiny was here, and now he's just like coming back down to here right now. You're starting to see him.
But he still leads the league in home runs. Yeah, I think he has 42 home runs.
He's a monster player. But what I mean was on pitching and hitting, he was like here. He's come down a little bit, and without the help and the support of Trout, that Angels team was scary. But now they look like no, they're. I don't know if they're going. Are they in the playoff run right now?
The Angels are not. I think they're 9.5 back. So no, they're not.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, baseball here is coming to an end soon, so that should be exciting. I would say my hype for the World Series right now, I want to say Red Sox and Dodgers. That's my hype. But my no hype. God, see, this is why I love the show, because my hype, I can say Yankees. I can say that.
I can't believe you let them words come out your mouth.
I'm going to use back. I'm sorry. My hype is Red Sox, Dodgers, but my no hype, I'm going to say Yankees, and I want to say Giants.
Okay.
I know, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go. My hype is Dodgers, Yankees. That's just my hype. That's my hype, and it's not because I'm pulling for the Yankees. That's just what I see now.
Right, it's just reality.
Right. But the Dodgers is definitely my hype. You know that automatically.
Yeah.
My no hype, I think I'm gonna have to go with you on that. I think that's an accurate call. Is Giants, even though Scherzer is the Dodgers haven't had an ace like this in a long time. Scherzer is everything. I love it that we got him back. He was what Kershaw was supposed to be. I think the Giants is going to be there only because that's the Dodgers my team, and I think that's just good for me just to not put them in my no hype right now. That way, in case they go there, it's all bonus right now. So I'm going to say I'm going to go with you on the no hype. Giants and the Yankees.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see what happens in 4 weeks. Hopefully we can do a show before, the playoffs start. So there you go.
Right. There you go.
All right, now let's jump back into football here. The NFL season starts in 5 days. The kickoff game is Dallas and Tampa Bay. That is next Thursday, so I think we're all excited for that. Just a couple points here in the NFL. I guess we want to discuss here. First and foremost, the big news now is Cam Newton got released by the Patriots. Where do we think? What's our hype and no hype on where we think he's going to go? I guess I'm going to start with you, man.
I'm gonna say my hype would be my hype and no hype is Houston. That's the only place that makes sense right now. I thought he was going to be signed there. That's the only place that makes sense. They're not really competing for anything. I think you can afford to put him there because he got a polarizing personality where it's kind of hard to have him in the background because the attention is always going to be on him. So that's not good for any other team to actually have a superstar that you're trying to promote and that you're trying to make the face of the franchise.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna agree with you on the no hype that he's gonna be in Houston, and then don't hate me when I say this, man. But my hype, this is my hype out of the league. Just out of the league, man. Just
I don't see that.
He's past his prime. He hit his prime early in college, and then when he, went to the Super Bowl, and after that, it's just been downhill. Injury after injury, mechanical problems too. I just think, if a team's going to pick him up, they pick him up now, right?
Right.
Why did Dallas pick up Will Greer when he got released from Carolina? Right away, but they're waiting on Cam Newton. I just think, like we were discussing earlier, could the vaccine thing be a problem? Why some teams don't want to take them? Maybe. Could just his declining mechanics be?
They'll never tell you that. They'll never say that.
Of course,
they won't say that because of the lawsuit.
Yeah, they can't say that. So I'm sorry to say, but that's my hype. Now, do I want to see him out of the league? No. but
No.
I hope you can figure it out and make something happen. So
yeah, and I think again, it's because we are no hype or no hype. You know, I think that plays a huge factor. I think that once he becomes vaccinated, again, all hype, then that's one thing that they can consider as far as bringing him back. I'm not saying that that's the reason why he's out, because nobody can actually say that. But I'm pretty sure that if I need availability of a player, I need to make sure that this player is just like how you select an athlete. You want an athlete who can go out there and do the playbook and run the plays effectively. I need a person that's going to be healthy. And I'm not saying you're not healthy or healthy because you got the vaccination. All I'm saying is it's a requirement of the league or certain teams, and that might be a consideration.
Yeah, gotcha.
It might be.
All right. Well, let's roll into some other NFL stuff. We're not going to talk about specific teams right now, but the comments that Tom Brady made in an interview, was it yesterday or the day before when he was on a radio show, are fantastic. It's like finally somebody's saying it. If you haven't seen it, he basically said it in a nutshell. Why are we? We're penalizing these defensive players for offensive mistakes. I.e., throwing the ball across the middle, then putting your receiver up, hang him out to dry, and then a defender comes in, knocks him out, and then all of a sudden, we're flagging the defense for a mistake that the guy in offense made. I totally see where he's coming from. Like he even said, he goes, I didn't throw the ball in the middle against Ray Lewis because he would take my guys out. So I totally get it. I'm a big fan of that. He recognizes that, and like as the GOAT that he is, doesn't want to do that or tries to put the ball where we're supposed to put it, not make mistakes. He also prefaced that Justin Fields play in the preseason when he got his helmet knocked off, and he mentioned, he was like, hey man, the offensive line made a mistake, and then now they're not protecting their quarterback, and that's a problem that they're gonna have to face. So I'm a huge fan of that, of what he said.
I'm a fan of the fact that Tom Brady is not just biased towards what his offense. You would think him being a quarterback, he'd be just overboard as far as the protection of him and his offensive players. However, I see it both ways. My no hype on it is because so many the way that these players got injured, and you see, the way that they are. You never want to see a player health be compromised because they're out there playing. Although we know what they sign up for, I'm just not one of those dudes that can just let the blood be cold in me. Like, okay, that's I feel for them. So out there, you want them to be protected to the highest level. Yeah. But like I was explaining to you earlier before the show, I think hype-wise, I think sometimes hype, again, which means this is all made up stuff from the mind of man's conspiracy thinking. I think sometimes if, just like the basketball and one pump and you get a player to bite on that, I think sometimes the offensive line coordinators might call a certain play to get a defensive back that can, a game changer out of the game. And saying, because and I know sometimes we see those hits, and those hits are questionable, but according to the law of the league, you got to hit a player a certain spot, and sometimes those defensive backs don't have time to adjust to the offensive player going low. Again, you want to protect the offensive player, but sometimes, again, hype, made up stuff. I'm thinking just because this is a water cooler show, we have no evidence on none of this stuff being done or nothing like that. I'm thinking like a chess mind. When we went to that Ohio State game versus Clemson, they got a chance to get your boy out of the game, that defensive back out of the game, that changed the whole game. I'm not saying Dabo might have did that on purpose, but you think about it, that changed the whole freaking game. Ohio State had momentum,
that was a third down play. Yeah,
exactly. So again, hype conspiracy, that might be a move that a lot of offensive coordinators could be calling. And if that's the case, then if Tom Brady got any insight to that, then he knows that it's crap to call the defensive guys out. Again, you want to have the offense, you want to have the players protected, you want to make sure that nobody goes out there head hunting. Again, but the game was created off of, especially coming from Chicago, watching the game. The defense in Chicago is like they praise the defense. Chicago, that's why we never had a quarterback. defense, you kill them. Monsters of the Midway, the Urlachers and the Singletaries and all of those guys. It's all defense. So I'm gonna land the plane on this one. I like the fact that he said it.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. I don't think it's gonna change. Last point to this is I think the NFL don't want to even touch that because they like the offense. Defense, yeah, everybody, if you're a football fanatic, you like defense, but the casual fans like scoring. That's just in all three leagues. You want to see scoring, you want to see players out there. You don't want to see your best player knocked out cold and he's out for 6 to 8 weeks. That's going to affect ticket sales. That changes the whole franchise. So in protection of the players, you got to make sure that you're out there with kid gloves with the star players because normally the star players are offensive players.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you. Speaking of what you said, I want to touch on real quick. You said, the league loves offensive scoring. Remember that game 3 years ago? It was the Rams against Kansas City on like a Monday night game. That was like
one of the best games ever.
Greatest games ever because it was like 56 to 54. It was just score, big play, big play, big play. Yes, I love that kind of football. That's just me personally,
That's because you're a college fan. You like college football.
Yes, sir. So now since we live in Arizona, we're out in NFC West territory and AFC West territory. Mostly NFC West because we have the Cardinals here. I guess, how do we think the NFC West is going to stack up? I think, Frisco's got all their guys back. I think they're going to finish first. I have the Rams who are going to have a great defense and a new quarterback. Feel refreshed. They're going to be in second. Seattle, has got some problems. Their defense isn't all there. Their offensive line is still kind of stinky. And then I'm sorry, Arizona, but this is, the no hype of me. Arizona, I'm sorry, just like I'm like 7-9 or 7-10 this year. Great defense, a lot of talking, a lot of old faces on defense, which is good. That kid from Clemson, his second year is here, but offensively, Fitzgerald's not there. He's, as Lance would say, the glue guy in the locker room. So he's not there to, get his receiving core up and running. I don't know, man. Offensive line is still questionable. I just don't think, unfortunately, that the local team here, the Cardinals, are going to do too hot in the West. But, that's why they play the games, man. You never know.
Right. Really quick, I think that my lineup would be, I would go with San Francisco, 1. Number 2, hype, Arizona. I believe hype and no hype. Arizona is going to be a playoff team. I think that this year it's going to come together between Kingsbury and Kyler Murray. I think the defense is still what it is. It's a good defense. I think that they got another young. I think this Arizona team is going to be more than exciting, and they're going to win a lot of games, and they're going to surprise the NFL.
Rest games. They're going to have a lot of nail biters.
Yeah, but you need that when you leveling up. You need that tension going from the bottom going up to another level. So I just see Arizona being able to pass test. NFC West has already been considered the best league or the best division in football. So it wouldn't surprise me to see 3 teams or 2, at least close to 3 teams, make it to the playoffs. Yeah. And with that being said, the third team would be the Rams. I think that the Cardinals can beat the Rams out for the number 2 spot. And then from there, Seattle's just having too much problems. I never hate to go against Russell Wilson, but it just seems garbage over there right now. So I don't see Seattle. I see them in the back looking up.
Gotcha. All right. Do you have any way too early Super Bowl picks that you want to say?
It's way too early. I mean, the obvious is Mahomes, but and the Chiefs.
Right.
But I don't know.
Well, I was gonna say, while I think about that, I selfishly want Tampa Bay to win again this year because I think it'd be cool. And this is all hype. No, it's all hype. All hype. Because the Tampa Bay Lightning, the hockey team, won 2 years in a row. And then if the Buccaneers win, it'll be one city with 2 professional teams winning the championship back to back. That would be cool. Like that is.
Are you planning on moving to Tampa Bay or something I don't know about? Are you moving to Tampa Bay? You and Shane. And Shane has got you whipped on Tampa Bay. You need to stop talking to Shane on the phone.
My no hype is heck no. I don't want the Tampa Bay in there, man. That's scary. Especially
Can you imagine the text threads from Shane? I just can you imagine if they win 2 times in a row? I won't be able to look at my phone.
He would never, like, that mouth would never shut, man. He would just,
every 2 seconds, my phone goes off whenever the NFL game is going on. My watch is going off. I'm thinking it's an emergency. Can you imagine Tampa Bay won 2 years in a row? Shane would find every gift, every emoji that has to do with Tampa Bay. No, we got to stop this match.
Yeah.
Stop Tampa Bay. I'm going to start a group called Stop Tampa Bay from Winning.
There you go. I like that. All right.
But I think of course I feel like Kansas City's gonna be a runner. Tampa Bay is scary, of course, because they just did it.
They returned everybody. Yeah.
They returned everybody. It might be some. I don't know. I just think it's gonna either come from there. It's gonna be, or it might be a surprise. Who knows? But I don't know. I take that back. It won't be a surprise. It's gonna either be Tampa Bay or Kansas City. That's hype and no hype.
That's hype. Yeah. Hype and no hype. All right. Yeah. I guess. Well, my hype is Kansas City and Tampa. My no hype. Now, okay, no, I lied. Hype. Sorry, Bills. Come on, baby. You know what rhymes with Super Bowl? Buffalo. Come on, let's do this. Buffalo and Buffalo and Dallas, and just revenge for those Super Bowls back in the day.
Right. That would be
my no hype. Like you said, man, it's hard to go against, having a repeat from last year. I mean, Mahomes, as long as Mahomes is in there and Andy Reid's coaching that offense, man, I mean, it's lights out especially in that weak AFC West. So they'll be in the playoffs again this year, and they'll be hard to beat as they have been the last couple of years. So I got to put them in there, And just to land the NFL plane, I'm excited to see these young quarterbacks play. We have 3 rookies: Mac Jones, Zach, and Trevor. Trey Lance out there who might see some playing time possibly. And then you got Justin Fields over there in Chi-Town. So we'll see. And we got Justin Herbert, who's a young guy. Baker Mayfield is up and coming. He's now in his 4th, 5th. He's finally, hit maturity, has, finally reached his peak. So they could be dangerous as well. So it's good to see these young guys coming up and, and doing well for themselves. I'm excited to see that this year.
I totally second that without saying too much. When I sent the text out the other day, I said, I got to get the NFL back, because now I want to see the Bears play. I'm be in the closet sitting around rooting for them while, in public, I'm going to be saying the Bears ain't got a chance in the world.
You got that Fields jersey, right?
Yeah, now, I even got the towels. My towels done in blue and orange, because you done got me on this hype train. Of course, the Raiders don't give me any hope whatsoever.
Wait, you hear the Raiders come out, you hear Mike Mack come out, he's like, we're a playoff team this year. And everyone's like, dude, with that personnel, I'm sorry, man. I don't think so.
They win 3 games this year. That team is terrible,
What's going on, man? Yeah,
I don't know. It sounds like garbage, a.k.a. Gruden. So, I mean, that's what's going on. So, it's terrible. So, I don't have nothing. The Raiders is like the old Raiders, like when they was just like, you didn't know whether they was in Los Angeles or Oakland. They were just out there.
Just there, yeah.
But that's the football take. I think I want to see the drama in New Orleans between not Justin, but
Jameis,
my man Winston.
Yeah.
Winston, and I want to see him. Hopefully, he doesn't throw as many interceptions as touchdown. But I think the NFL is going to be fun. Zach in New York. I'm scared. I'm scared of him. He's one of them guys that I've been watching out of my eyes because I really like his game. I like his
you took him in fantasy, you said?
Yeah, I got him starting. He reminds me of Aaron Rodgers.
Starting? Who's your?
I got him. Tom Brady.
You have Tom Brady? You have Tom Brady? You're going to start Zach
on the bench.
Tom Brady.
Yes, I am.
This video, comment on, for that. If Lance should start Lance or should start Zach or Tom Brady.
Right. Think about it. Tom Brady got where he got to because New England don't play that when you get hurt. Availability is the best. The best ability is availability. When Drew Bledsoe got hurt, they didn't have any problem replacing him with Tom Brady. And that's why Tom Brady made sure his no backups was going to be around like Garoppolo, because he knows how they play, how they act. That's why when Newton was not available, Mac Jones was like, okay, boom, we don't need you. So I know that's a whole nother route right there, what we're talking about. But New England don't play that. So my thing is this. I just think Zach is going to be around. I like he's going to be running a lot because the offensive line sucks. I'm going to get points there. He's going to be making it. When you think of Jets, you don't think of nobody else on the Jets but him.
Oh, yeah. Name me 2 receivers on that team.
Nobody. I think he's gonna be running for his life and throwing short dink and dunk passes.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're gonna win. I'm just saying I'm gonna get a lot of points from him. That's
So
all.
you just became a Jets fan. The Jets watch is on for you.
No, not at all. Not at all. That's one team I can tell you that I'm not a Jets fan. I'm just hoping that Zach does some stuff because I got a few other quarterbacks I want to grab. I just kind of like him a little bit. I like Justin. I think Justin, once he becomes a starter, he's gonna be considered the person that everybody's gonna want to have. So it's just he's that dude. So I'm looking forward to the NFL.
I like it. All right. Well, there's your NFL for you. Last but not least, because the season's over, but now we have NBA. Is the summer league still going on, or is that over?
Nah, it's actually getting ready for training camp. Okay. I'm seeing a lot of good stuff on Instagram. It's not really a lot to talk about. Everybody just wants to see this Brooklyn and LA matchup going on. The league is probably
11 All-Stars between both teams.
Right. This is the most since being a kid. This is the most. I can't wait for this season. I'm anticipating greatness this year.
Why?
I can't wait. If we go look through our historical documents, the old episodes of No Hype Zone, I said a long time ago that it would be like perfect for me to get Wes Russell in LA. I said this a long time before we even said the Phoenix stuff, before we even went to the studio at NBC, the first couple of
before he was before
Oklahoma City.
The Rockets.
Right. No, when he was in Oklahoma City, I was calling it out. And I was saying that would be a match made here, but because you was asking me why I like Oklahoma City, and I said because of Russell, but I wish he was in LA and hopefully or either in Chicago, either one of those things. They got luck. Make a long story short, I'm not going to go too far on the NBA. I'm excited. I think Russell is going to be relevant this year. That's my new T-shirt coming out. Russell is going to be relevant.
There you go.
And that's going to make me
relevant. All right.
Yeah, Russell is relevant this year. And with that being said, I'm like a kid again because when Oklahoma City was contending, you couldn't get me to shut up. So now I'm thinking that the Lakers are going to be contending. Oh, they're going to be the best team coming out the West. Brooklyn is nice. Miami is nice. The Bulls is going to be fun to watch. They got a lineup. I can keep going. And then don't let me bypass what's going on right here in the backyard. The Suns are still one of the best teams to watch.
A great young team with experience, with playoff experience. Come on, free agents. Let's go.
Giannis has already won, so he don't have that chip on his back. And, of course, my NBA package is going to see Melo every night, LaMelo Ball in Charlotte, because I can't wait. I love watching the Charlotte Hornets. They are one of my favorite teams to watch. Not my favorite team. For all you haters out there that like to troll me about my teams that I like, because I'm the NBA logo.
He's Charlotte Hornets jersey on its way, everybody. It's coming.
It's on its way. It's definitely on its way. Yeah, Melo is my dude. But that's the NBA plan. That's what's going on. We really don't have a lot to talk about besides, until the season starts. I think it's all you, man. We're in your world. Like I said earlier, self-world, college football, Ohio State, crazy nut, Buckeyes, and let's see what the Buffalo Bills do. And that's all really. I'm actually hype on the back of my shirt.
Yeah, and I'm
you got the no hype.
No hype.
I am actually
the hype. There we go. And he's got the block O in there. Look at you, the block O. That's it, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, good stuff. It's been a long time for everybody, and we're gonna do this again sooner than later.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. I'll be 70 years old next time we do a show, guys, but I still be talking trash.
Me too. Me too. Yes, sir. We'll see you guys next time. All
right.
Yes,
sir.